Hey guys, and welcome back to Relationship Facts. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about gaslighting. Now, if you don't know what gaslighting is, that's okay, because that's exactly what we're going to explain today. Now, gaslighting is actually a term that is used by a lot of psychologists and therapists to describe a very manipulative and controlling behavior that narcissists and even sociopaths will actually use to control people in their lives. So this usually happens in an intimate relationship, but it can absolutely happen within family members, coworkers, bosses, and that sort of thing as well. So what is gaslighting? Gaslighting basically is when the person who is gaslighting makes their victim, for lack of a better word, feel like they are insane or losing their mind because they contradict things that they are saying. So if you're in a relationship and you come to your partner and you say, hey, I noticed that you were talking with so-and-so a lot at the Christmas party last night. It made me feel really like weird and awkward. You guys seem like you guys had a thing going. There's a lot of flirting and stuff happening. And so I just kind of want to know what was going on there. They'll actually come back at you and be like, okay, you're insane. I have no idea what you're talking about. That didn't even happen. I didn't do that at all. You're crazy. What's wrong with you? They basically just make you feel like you're losing your mind. And it's not just extreme situations like that. It could even be small stuff around the house. Little things, you know, they were going to go to the store, but they ended up not getting something else. And they'll be like, you never said that. You never told me to do that. So that's why I didn't do it. So rather than owning up to the fact that maybe they didn't hold up their end of the bargain on something, they forgot to do something, or they actually did something that was really hurtful and wrong. They know it's wrong. But rather than saying, hey, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, I made you feel that way, or oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. They'll actually just make you feel like you're crazy and that you're losing your mind. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're really ridiculous, and you know, it makes you feel worthless. Now, something that a lot of people don't necessarily know about gaslighting is that it actually is a form of abuse. Ultimately, they generally use it as a way to control and manipulate the other person. They're fully aware that what they're doing is wrong, but they would rather make the other person feel stupid and insignificant and worthless rather than owning up to whatever it is that they're doing. So if you start recognizing that in some type of relationship with another human being, you're starting to feel like you're always wrong, everything you say is wrong, your perception of things seem to constantly be off, you start feeling like you're losing your mind, you're insane, you're not remembering things correctly, your memory is foggy, and everything that you're saying seems to be completely opposite to what they're saying, and you start having really low self-esteem and low self-worth, and you start feeling really, really insecure in a lot of ways. If you start recognizing these things, it actually means that you're being gaslighted, most likely. Now, the person who's doing the gaslighting, it isn't always malicious. For the most part, it is. But on occasion, it is just kind of a self-preservation thing, and they're actually just doing it because, you know, they knew they shouldn't have done something a certain way, and, you know, they don't want to admit to it or cop up to the fact that, you know, something they did was a little bit off. So instead, they'd rather just be like, oh no, I didn't do that. No, I think you misread the situation, or I think you understood it wrong. I never did that. Or I think you just don't remember correctly. It can be done either in a really malicious and evil, mean way where they're actually saying extremely hurtful things and they're, you know, kind of attacking you and being really rude and belligerent about it. But they can also do it in ways where it actually comes off really sweet and really nice, and you have no idea that they're actually being really rude and manipulative to you. So they're just like, oh no, I would never do that to you. But then in other cases, they're gonna be like, hey, what's wrong with you? Why would you think that? What would make you assume something like that? You're crazy. You're insane. So there are different ways that this actually happens, but ultimately the end result is the same thing. It is definitely a form of abuse because you're warping another person's perception on reality. You're creating cognitive dissonance, and you're creating insecurities and lack of self-worth, and you know, feeling insecure that you're losing it. You're losing your mind. You have absolutely no idea what reality is, and things that you think are actually happening, which are actually happening, aren't happening. And you feel very confused. You go into situations just thinking, okay, I'm probably going to be wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything. I'm stupid. I have a horrible memory, apparently, and I just make up stuff in my head. And I'm, you know, just too insecure. I'm too emotional. I'm reading into it. I'm overthinking. so these things are actually happening, but because they're so strong and so convincing and so manipulative in the way that they actually approach it, it makes you feel really crappy. So that's basically what gaslighting is. So I hope this video actually helps shed some light on that term. So maybe you've heard that term somewhere before, whether in therapy or from a friend or a family member, you just didn't really know what it meant. Also, if you've never even heard of it, now you can actually start recognizing these things in your relationships. Again, not just intimate relationships, it can be all sorts of relationships with other people. You'll start recognizing different patterns and behaviors in people and the way that it makes you feel. And yeah, hopefully that'll be very helpful in moving forward, because if you are finding yourself in a situation where there is a lot of manipulation and control and power plays at work, and you are starting to feel insecure, your self-worth is dropping, you're feeling like you're crazy and you're just losing it all the time, you're probably not in a healthy relationship and a healthy situation. You should really find a way to get out of that, because it's not good for anyone to be in a situation where they are made to feel less than someone else. It's extremely abusive. It's very hurtful. It can change your grasp on reality, your perception of the world around you, and how you value yourself and how you see yourself, which is a huge part of life. So if you're like me and you find out, guess what? It's never too late. You can actually still find a way to get out of it and to realize what's actually going on here, and it's not your fault. So if you recognize any of these things, or if you have any comments or experiences on this, I would love to hear about it. So leave a comment below. And of course, if you want to learn more about different relationship facts, then definitely subscribe. All right, see ya.